Alright, in this video, I'm going to detail the modifications that are needed to turn your HM2 Colt Stockholm into a deluxe model. I'm basing these modifications off of the left-hand Wrath, which the Stockholm is a clone of, and the left-hand Wrath is a modded version of the Dunwich modded HM2. So now that we have that out of the way, take a look here. There's 4 modifications to this pedal. The top row, the 6 controls, that's your standard Stockholm. So the 4 modifications, on the left, the FREC or the frequency, you have a 2-pole 6-throw rotary switch. That is an input cap selector. The sub-control, that is a potentiometer replacing the 330 ohm resistor for the mid gyrator in the EQ section. The blend is self-explanatory. That's a clean blend. You can see here that's actually a Mad Bean pedal circuit. So you can do a screenshot if you just want to build your own. Go for it. The second foot switch on the left, that is simply a diode selector. So going through this video, I'll give my opinion of which of these I would do and how I would do them, because a couple of them are way overblown. So just starting at the beginning of the schematic, C2, the FREC, that is your input cap selector. If you want to do this, you will need a 2-pole 6-throw rotary switch. It might be listed as a 2-pole 6-position switch. It all depends on how the store categorizes it. If you wire it exactly like this. The 2 blue ends you see there, those go to the PCB to the C2 position. Those go to the 2 poles. Now from there, you're going to have to run either wire or one of the leads from the capacitor to there from the first solder lug. So this is a clear picture that shows you exactly how to do it. Those are the values, the cap codes that are facing up, clockwise from left to right. That's 153, 473, 104, 224, 474, and 684. So that's 15 nanofarad, 47 nanofarad, 100 nanofarad, 220 nanofarad, 470 nanofarad, and 680 nanofarad. All right, now time for my opinion. 1, 2, 4 of those values are absolutely fucking pointless. The 15 nanofarad, that is way too low, or too low of a value. The 100 and the 47, I would suggest those two, or the stock left-hand Wrath value, which is 68 nanofarad, which is, funny enough, missing from this. So I would save my money and my time and not put this on a foot switch the way it is on the standard left-hand Wrath. I would save my money and my time and not put this on a rotary switch like it is on the Deluxe. If you want to do this, I would simply put this on a toggle switch, an on dual pole, dual throw toggle switch. You do not want an on. Don't do that for this. Just on. Personally, I would probably do the stock boss value, the 47 nanofarad and 100 nanofarad. 100 nanofarad is what you'll find on the Arion Metal Master. So if you've ever played that, that's part of the reason why that pedal's so heavy. But yeah, the 220 nanofarad, I mean, all those and above, like, that's just ridiculous. 15's way too low. If for some reason you're building this specifically to play on bass guitar, which I have a hard time believing anyone's doing, Still, the 100 nanofarad is that's the highest that I would go. So let's move on from this. Going down, schematic. What do we got? Clipping. Okay. So the second foot switch on the left-hand Wrath Deluxe is a clipping selector, which, once again, huge waste of money. The cheapest foot switch you're going to find, a 3-pole like this, is probably $250, and that's going to be an absolute garbage one. If you want to do this, this is exactly how you wire it. The black wire, that's your ground. The lead above that on the top left, that's going to the ground of the LED. The 2 blue wires, those run, you can do it either way, either D4 or D5. For some reason, Joe wires those to the ground, only the ground, on one diode and then the other. You don't have to do that. Just pick D4 or D5 and run one of those wires to the ground, one to the anode, one to the cathode. Let's keep it simple. So this is actually a really good selection of diodes if you want ones that sound differently. Higher compression with a BAT or BAT, however you want to describe those. BAT 41s, BAT 46s are both really good. And then the stock would just be the silicone. And if you did want to do this, you could, I don't know, maybe do a symmetrical BAT and maybe asymmetrical silicone. But once again, the foot switch, this is just too much. Put this on, once again, an on-on toggle switch. No one wants to hear an HM2 with no hard clipping diodes. It's pointless. Let's see what else. Okay. This is absolutely the best modification on this pedal. So on the Stockholm, the, what is it? R23, it's a 330 ohm resistor. This is, in my opinion, what truly makes a modern HM2 is to be able to have a mid-sweep control. The way that it is executed on the left-hand Wrath it's poor. Everyone knows you crank it over and it starts squealing. It's a fucking noisemaker. That's it. So this is how you want to wire it. Real quick, the value in the left-hand Wrath Deluxe is a 500 ohm. The idea, if you haven't done this before, basically a potentiometer is a variable resistor. So if you're wanting to have a sweep of the resistance, you typically just go a little higher than what the resistor value would be. So it's a 330 ohm resistor. So anything above 500 ohm works to a point. I know I've seen some people put a 5K resistor. That is a bit much. 1K is what I think is perfect for that. This is how you want to wire it. You're going to want to, for stability, remember, you don't want it to oscillate or make tons of noise. So connect lugs 1 and 2 of the 1K linear potentiometer, and then run lug 2 to one of the through holes and solder that. And we're talking R23 here. And then on the third lug, this is what's very important. One thing that is missing from, I think, any time this is done on any Lone Wolf pedal is there's no minimum value resistor. This is one of the main keys to keeping it stable and not making tons of noise. Now, a minimum value resistor, you don't You don't want to go too low, but you have to have enough. So you want to run that off of lug 3. I would solder that right to lug 3 and then run wire from the resistor to R23. Anything like an 82 ohm or 100 ohm would be plenty without essentially crowding the value of the sweep. And here's a little trick. If you want to make the dismember version 1 Stockholm, basically you would do this exact same thing to R22, R23, and R24. This will give you a parameter sweep of the high, low, and mid. Do not do this to the presence control, R25. Do not do this to R25. It's pointless. But yeah, you can you do those modifications and you can basically get what runs $400 or $500 on Reverb for a Dismember version 1. All right, so hopefully this helps with those of you that were asking for some modification tips. One additional thing I would suggest putting this in 1590XX enclosure horizontally. You can use the same drill pattern for the Stockholm PCB and either just center it or put it to one side and put the modifications on the other side, the other half of the enclosure. So thanks for watching. If you do want a Stockholm PCB, they are available at hm2colt.com. Thanks for watching.